A train engineer from the United States named Chris Small was working at a train station in the city of Louisville. Suddenly, he heard a cat squeaking on the tracks. It was dark and it had recently rained, making it difficult to see anyone. As he approached one of the cars, the meowing grew louder. "I leaned over and through the slot I saw a tiny snout," Chris said. "I told the supervisor there was a kitten in there and it needed to be taken out immediately. He said it was better to leave it in. He said it would come out on its own." But Chris didn't think the little kitten would be able to get out of the wilderness on its own. He promised himself that if the kitten didn't get out by the end of his shift, he would rescue it, despite his boss's orders. As he approached the car at the end of his shift, he also heard a desperate meow. After making sure there were no trains leaving soon, Chris set out to get the kitten out. First, he raked the trash with a pair of tongs to get at it, and finally reached it with his hand. Unfortunately, there were several other kittens next to the baby that didn't make it to the rescue. The man carefully retrieved the kitten and placed it in his uniform pocket. When his boss saw Chris with the kitten, he interrupted him. "Congratulations, you have a cat, but you may lose your job." Chris paid no attention and just walked home with the kitten. It turned out to be a rescue. She was nicknamed Promise. "Her crying went on in my head," the man says. "So I kept my promise and went back for her." Chris and his wife took care of the baby, feeding her, bathing her, and putting her to bed. The next day, Chris got a call from work saying he was suspended for a while. It turned out he was not allowed to enter the area where the car was. He wasn't fired, but an investigation was launched and surveillance footage was reviewed. Despite the difficulties at work, Chris felt that he had saved a little life, even at such a cost. He took Promise to the vet, who gave him the good news the kitten was perfectly healthy. She was about 2 weeks old and looked like a fighter. Chris's pet dog, Daisy, had befriended the kitten. The caring pooch keeps an eye on the defenseless baby, protecting her every step of the way. Meanwhile, Promise has a big appetite and lots of energy. While the investigation continues at the man's workplace, he is happy to have rescued this adorable creature who brings joy to his family every day.